Here we are, and we're gonna try out another texture for cutoff button and big blind. So it's gonna be 9, 9, 6 here with a flush draw. So. Your check.
So this is cool, because like out of position gets to actually polarize their bet sizing, heads up here. But now it's multi-way,
I think the cutoff's gonna be betting a ton here, though.
and big blind typically gets to defend by check raising mostly on paired flops, and then the nine's really good for cutoffs. This is gonna be super interesting.
So you think the big blind is still gonna be check raising a lot in
I
a
have
multi-way
no
pot?
idea. I have no idea. I don't think so. Now that I see how they're playing, the big blind's played a couple hands so far. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
that-
gonna have much, but I'm curious. Like, I don't know.
C betting 60% small, 3 ways. Out of position.
I think it's gonna bet 25 to 30%, and he's gonna have some large bets.
So we do still see bet on paired boards multi-way?
Like, I would have a half pot bet. Now, this doesn't have that.
A
so I'm-
nine high board's gonna be the best board for the cutoff, so I would guess that this is the board we're gonna see bet the most.
Okay,
Oh, wait, so we're already, okay, we already have it up, so we're betting 60%.
Yes.
And it's
Enough,
small.
though.
Now we're gonna size up.
I mean, you could simplify even like range bet small here, I think.
yeah,
So on a Broadway card, two-toned, we are checking about 85% from cutoff with a 9, which is a key card, and a paired board. We're wanting to bet about 60%.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would guess even if it wasn't paired, we'd still be betting a ton. If it's like 9, 5, 2 or something. Just the 9 is just, we have all the offsuit 9s and all the student 9s, so it's so good for the cutoff.
Uh-huh.
Button's making, he's pretty good. He's pretty close to MDF.
3-way MDF?
you're over
He's
70.
actually, over defending.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I didn't even consider that 3-way. Yeah, he's way over defending.
Alright, how do we structure our betting for the cutoff?
I think it looks like a
That's
range.
small.
Damn close
This is a
to it.
disaster.
Just range
I
bet.
mean, our aces check the most, aces and king, like weak aces, weak kings. But honestly, yeah, there's no EV, but I would imagine the EV between betting everything and mixing in checks isn't that different.
And it likes to do about a 20-30% bet. That's what that is, right?
I think it's 25, I think. Didn't do the math. Did anybody do the
think it's
math?
like
on bet
10.
size?
10 big blinds in the pot or something like that. So that's about 20%.
Okay.
I was actually noticing that yesterday which that was in GTO trainer. It looked like if you were less than like 40 or 50 big blinds effective, that you start using more of the 20% range than the 33% bet size. Sorry. So
It looks like here you want to have straight interaction blockers here to bet range. Right? It wants to bet with a 10 in its hand or with an 8 in its hand, and a little bit less with a 7 in its hand.
Yeah.
So you block the combos that come with a 9, 8, 9, 9, 10. And then you also have equity with the straight backdoor. as where it wants to bet the range and just wants to show down with ace high and king high a lot here.
We bet wow, we bet a ton.
So the betting is really around this block here.
I almost pure check out of position multi-way too, like,
Yeah, I do a ton of checking out of position, and I check my check raise is like 20% global on the flop.
Yeah, it's weird. Like this spot is more about having a blocker than even about having a hand.
barely checking full houses or and quads, like it's betting those too, right? So like sixes is barely checking.
Yeah, I check my nines here like always.
And the 9-6 is net, and 9-6 is basically never doing it. It's a sliver of checking.
Wow.
You're against two opponents. And there's a heart draw there, so they can hit this flop.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you gotta have some post flop chops to be betting like all those combos, 20%, knowing that the button's even gonna supposed to call like way over, like it's supposed to over defend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta play out of position down the road. It's like, man, it's dicey.
I mean, I think that grants credibility to just see betting range because I don't think a button's going to meet MDF here in game.
Right.
What is the button defending with when we bet in the solver?
67%, I think it was.
Yeah, around that.
So it's multi-way, he's supposed to defend like, he's probably got 40, supposed to be like 45% probably.
Yeah, people are defending A7 offsuit here, Ace8 offsuit. Oh, wait, this is our betting range, never mind.
So. I think button only has to defend 34% versus multi-way. Versus a quarter
Sounds-
pot.
Sounds brightish.
Okay. So we bet 60%, we don't bet the best king eyes and we don't bet the low wheels without the backdoor flush.
Oh, it actually should be 20%. So you're supposed to defend 84,
It's gonna be no fun to
42%,
continue with the
42%
10-10
you should be defending versus a 20%. pot bet.
after that, after you bet it. Be even less fun to continue with the 8-8.
Okay. So he's gonna bet a lot. And now the other thing. button doesn't have raising.
Did they on the last board?
No. The person in the
On this
middle
one.
never has a raising range.
Yeah, I don't think imposition really ever does have a raising range, or very rarely.
Did they not on the last board?
They did not.
Yeah, it was like, there was a two combos that was all in, right? King six and,
It was only after the initial bet though. That was not in this position, not in this. This
right,
bet. It's
so
already
it
gone
doesn't
through.
have raise. Now what is the big blind supposed to do? Oh, bingo.
You should note that the button over.
Never calling. Oh yeah, well, can we go back to the button's defending range?
Yes.
He's over defending quite a bit multi-way.
Yeah, but I feel like it's important to compare the GTO ranges with what we see in game, because if people aren't defending this much, it's gonna change how we actually proceed in game.
Man, it's player dependent.
Well, I'm thinking of it, LP. You should probably add the discount code links to the YouTube site.
They are added.
I couldn't find, I just added the other day, yesterday.
No, if you look at the first page, they're right here.
And it was on the right side beside the video.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
VTO, right here.
Alright, cool.
Right. So. How often is the cutoff betting it's up against the button on this texture? Betting 80% of the time. Okay, so let's have that.
That's against cutoff check, right?
Does he have large bets in heads up? Yeah, right?
Actually, I'm gonna change that. The cutoff is.
Okay. I guess
Multi-way with big blind in the hand. Sometimes it'll be a small blind, it could change a lot.
Alright. So he's gonna call a lot. Okay, size.
Do we see how his calling range differs?
This is the calling range for the button.
Right, in the GTO lane, heads up. I think that's what Nick wanted to compare.
So against a bet small,
I think it was 20%. 20% bet,
call 75%. Here we call 67%, so we call.
20% bet.
I wanted to see his defending range multi-way.
Oh. So you wanted to compare this?
Because if you have like ace 10 with the 10 of hearts, are you calling versus the cutoff bet here?
Yeah. I would not.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the point I'm getting at, to where I'm not calling that either. So I think the button's gonna be not reaching this amount of defense. King, queen off with the heart, I probably call still.
On a pair board with the big blind left to act, that's quite adventurous, is it not? King eye, just a heart,
Yeah, but like,
pair board, the big blind
It's-
raises a ton, no, is he not?
King, queen could still make it and run around up straight, backdoor flush, 2 overs.
I don't know, in my mind, I'm in position. Ace 10 with the ace of hearts, I'm calling too, but like ace 10 with the 10 of hearts, I'm folding. Because if I hit the 10, I complete a straight. So I'm only happy if an ace comes, and even then I'm not super happy, but king, queen in
So-
position.
Heuristic
navigate.
seems to be, I'm not sure, but it seems to be that whenever you have one player left to act in the street, you don't have a raising range.
What are the suited tens that are calling? Is it just hearts and diamonds? Okay,
Yeah.
that's reasonable.
LP, it looks like whoever's in the middle position between the two is the one that doesn't really have a raising range. It's mostly just calling.
Are you calling with pocket fives here?
Never. Well, you know what? Maybe I would, because if I have the 5 of hearts, I could hit the 5. I would definitely call with a heart. in my
I bet I could find a shit ton of hands where I'm calling pairs in the middle here.
What about fours with the 4 of hearts?
Oh, we're not in the middle. We're like closing the action here.
So the
This-
whole,
But
the
there's
whole
three-
split minimum defense frequency.
We're
thing
not
is bullshit.
closing the
There's
action.
Still minimum defense frequency all over the fucking place here, right?
How,
So
how
say that
strong
again
is the
about
five?
MDF?
The whole, it splits up and then we fold our, what, sixes on this board? That's not a thing. We don't do that.
We're actually over defending MDF, which is surprising to me. Like, we're way over calling here. in
I
my
don't
opinion.
think it's an exact split in MDF between like the button and the big blind, because the big blind's getting odds to call super wide. So I think in theory, the big blind it's disproportional.
Right, it has to protect more, but it's a ton more here. It's usually a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
percentage more, right? Like,
Yeah, like, no, I agree. Like, he's still over defending, like he's reaching MDF heads up.
Do you think he's doing that because he's going to be in position on a later streak and the cutoff, is just betting range, so they're just gonna
quite
Yeah,
possibly.
call there.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a lot to do with how often the cutoff's betting here.
But how strong is the five? If you will call with pocket fives with one heart, how strong is the five hearts if we have three-way? I don't think it's strong enough to call.
I mean, I think people calling with the pocket fives, the 5 of hearts, some people will, some people won't, but like fives without a heart, I think very rarely are people calling that. So, I mean, the point I was getting at was that the imposition is gonna be over folding in our games, it's likely.
Yeah, so it's worth noting, this pot, the size of the bet was 20%. So like, if he just gets us to start folding all kind of made hands, he's printing money when he bets range.
Yeah, true.
So I think, yeah, it's profitable to just bet any 2 for the cutoff.
Okay.
And Louis, can we both see the big blind's response when the button calls and the big blind's response when the button folds?
Yeah, so that's when the button calls.
Never calling pure check raise.
Yeah,
Heart draws, some sixes, most sixes, all nines.
So this stays true between heads up and multi-way on a paired board
Just-
so far. The big blind defends by check raising.
Is it every single heart draw too?
Except it's super exaggerated here. There's no calls.
I think it is every single heart draw check raises. Wow.
Love it.
Ballsy though.
I love being aggressive in a big blind. This is really good shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, punting's my favorite too. I heard the Packers are trying to hire me next week.
How they need a kicker.
Yeah.
End of the week.
I mean, you've seen the bluffs I do where they're GTO approved, but I'm like, yeah, I don't like this.
I think the biggest thing we should get from this is the player in the middle never raises and the
Yeah,
player who closes the action either raises or folds. If you
That's-
can't raise.
Nick's trying to land a plane while he's studying poker. Fucking dude's out of his mind.
Did y'all hear the speakers or is that the wind?
Sounded like you were trying to land a plane. Are you at the airport?
No, I'm at work. I don't work at the airport though.
Oh, you're not doing the air traffic in the airport?
No, that's a tower. I'm at a center.
Okay.
So LP, what does the big blind do when the button folds?
let's see.
It's probably got a 50-50 call, check raise.
close.
He gets to peel a lot more shit now.
Looks like the best nines check raise, the worst ones call, all the sixes call. Some straight draws check raise, some flush draws check raise.
So first change in the strategy is that we raise every 6x. When the button calls, whereas now we are mostly calling them. So that goes from our. That's a lot of our calling range, actually.
Yeah, what's interesting is like heads up, we would be raising a lot more nines as well, and we're checking our worst ones here. And maybe it just, that might just be a product of how good the 9 is for the cutoff. I'm not sure.
This is the scenario when the button calls.
He
Yeah,
folds.
what
Button
about
folds.
the-
Oh, button folds, okay.
I'd be curious to look at this heads up between cutoff button on the turn with this, or on the flop with this, because I think I'm pretty sure that big blind's gonna raise all the 9x in that
Say that
scenario.
again?
What's the GTO cutoff versus big blind on this flop? Because I feel like we're raising all of our nines heads up, and here it's checking all of our worst ones. It's betting him a little more.
Oh, yeah, but it's still checking. It's
Yeah,
Still checking.
but it is
nine.
betting him a bit more.
Yeah.
The suited low nines, a little bit more,
Yeah.
but not a ton.
So this is very similar to the heads up strategy, actually.
Yeah, it's very close. It kind of revert, it seems like it kind of likes to revert to that, right? Like,
Yeah,
once we're heads up, it's gonna be similar, I imagine, in a lot of spots.
Except it doesn't have the big bets, but that's because of the way that it's constructed, right? Because in this one, it's only got one size.
Might be because the SPR is already much lower. Because there's more chips in the pot than if it was just like, open heads up and then like there was already flop action where it went, bet call, oh, this is bet call. Okay, no, yeah, button folded. Yeah, all right. So like it is raising the 9-2, 9-3, 9-4 quite a bit more, 9-5, even 9-5 in the GTO than it is here. We're not raising our worst nines. Where it does quite a bit, heads up.
In the heads up, was all that blue all in, or was that blue big bets, but not all in size?
Not sure. You gotta convince him to change that color scheme.
Louis,
What?
Louis, go back to the heads up, GTO. I just want to look at the bet sizing. So that blue, is that blue all in? No, the light blue is a raise, but not all in. The purple is, the
Yeah.
dark is the all.
Yellow is raise 33, blue is raise 55.
Right. So that's the other huge difference is that just the way the sim is set up, we have a large bet
Yeah.
here. We have no large bet in the other one. We just have the medium bet and all in.
That's right.
So that changes the structure of everything too.
And the range is a bit tighter because we are caught defending a bit less pre-flop multi-way, not a ton, but.
I mean, a fairly decent amount. Like you lose out on all your garbage, ace X, king X, queen X,
Yeah.
offsuit stuff.
Yeah,
It's a lot of offsuit combos that just go away.
Alright. So 20% raise, that's a lot of raise. What is the cutoff doing against a raise?
so we polarized ourselves there, so on it, they typically do a lot of calling in position, right?
Well, we can compare.
And how big was the raise? How big was the raise size in DTO
I didn't
that it was
know.
allowing? It had an all in and a,
4x, so it has to be the bigger size.
the bigger size. So it just doesn't have the smaller size.
Yeah,
What happens if we make the middle player do something that he's not supposed to? Like if we make him raise when he only has a calling range, what does the solver
I
do?
don't
then?
think it'll let us do that.
DTO won't let us, DTO doesn't have node locking.
I don't think
we don't
need
know
to-
yet, but it's probably gonna break.
Can we
Do you
just
wanna
back
break it,
one guy
Sean?
and then raise at the other guy? Yes,
Are
I wanna
you-
break it. I wanna break it to see what we do. when
Oh,
people
I see
come.
what you mean.
Are you trying to break our new two?
Yes, I'm trying to break our YouTube.
We just got it, man.
Oh, no, it's not gonna break it because it does have, it did have a sliver, didn't it? Didn't it have like 0.2 combos? So we'll be playing one.
I broke the fuck out of Pi when we first started training with that.
Yeah,
How many times did we get that action? What crashed it with? What was it? Action what?
yeah, it was saying you were a fish, I remember.
Got a big red fucking warning.
Was like,
Nope, there's no raising.
Action out of range or some shit. And then it crashed.
no raising when the button is not in the hand. Oh, now he has to raise sizes. Surprise. When the button calls, we now raise small. What do you guys have to say about that?
Super interesting.
If button folds, we raise.
Clicks it.
4x.
I love a click. What's it doing it that way? This is just crazy town.
It's keeping people in with its nines.
Yeah,
It's fun to put people in a box. Like the buttons floating there is just so pissed off when you do that.
Yeah, you're just absolutely milking them for everything except for a super high equity draw. And even then they hate it.
Again, the player in the middle is never raising. It's only the last two acts that is raising.
Still defending twos, threes.
Such a good price here. That's the issue.
Well, I mean, I'm out.
Oh, I'm so out.
Crazy town.
Defending a lot of six? No, it's not.
Well, like ace six.
Ace six, king six, yeah.
Alright, let's do a little experience.
What was our click range?
Hang on. We're gonna drill it actually. So let's give it a try. Cut off bets, button call.
Or we're gonna train?
Alright,
Min
Baseball.
raise. Keep them in.
definitely. Fold. Fold,
Fold, fold, fold.
Yeah.
what is the rest? Call or
No,
raise?
no raising, no raising.
No calling.
No calling.
Oh, there is raising. What the, what?
We
the-
don't,
Yeah, we have
don't
no
call
calling
on
in
the
this
pair-
spot.
Yeah,
We don't
Our whole
call. on
range here
pair-
wants to raise.
Sorry, Jonathan.
You're good. My bad.
Yeah, we don't call on
Yeah.
paired flops, right? We saw that.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
stay small.
Yep.
Fold. Fold.
Fold.
Fold.
Fold.
I'm not sure. we Fold.
We
Nope.
do it with the suited one that like diamonds.
I think you needed over to
I'm
the
an
nine
over
as
heart.
well. I think you want like
Okay,
jack eight
Yep.
or something, 10-8, right?
okay.
D6, oh,
Oh, we have to
That's a
raise.
call.
No, we
have
can't
to
call.
Can't call.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, this, oh, wow.
Oh, it's a sliver, but yeah, it's mostly doesn't call. There's no. call.
98, nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely
90.
what
calling
do you
this in
think the
game.
sliver is, Ken?
Clever raise.
All in. This is clever.
It's
Raise.
dumb.
No, fold.
No,
Oh,
'cause it's-
wow. Yeah,
Alright.
worst six. That makes, okay, I can see that.
Yeah,
The worst six. You can
Yeah.
Raise?
raise.
And I wanna
Have your
call, I
raise.
don't wanna raise, fuck.
Gotta fold.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, okay, Jesus.
Like, I know I'm not allowed to call and I'm still like, call, I wanna call. Oh,
Ken,
yeah.
Ken, you're done calling here. Wow, I don't know.
What do we
man.
raise large with?
That's a great
I wanna
question.
call this too.
Oh, yeah, I would call it too.
We don't call.
Raise
We
probably.
raise.
Oh.
We have the 5 of hearts. This is the.
Oh my
nuts.
god. This is
Oh.
gonna be
Yeah,
so-
okay.
this is
Raise.
gonna be such a
Oh.
mess.
99%.
Oh.
99%.
Fold.
Five is in there.
Raise, yeah, it's an easy one.
Fold.
Old. Raise.
Shots, raise, maybe, yeah.
I say fold here.
We got a heart and a straight draw.
Yeah,
over.
a heart and an over. Yeah,
Jesus. you
After-
actually have a heart.
99.5, wow.
That's the double dangler, Louis. You gotta get in there.
This
Yeah,
one we saw.
multi-way.
We've seen it before.
Multi-way madness, that's fun.
that's an insane, that's such an insane play.
I love
Yeah.
Not
it.
only to raise, but to raise it so small that you know you're getting called. Oh,
Fold the 6 here. Okay.
yep, fold, fold.
Fold.
No, this one,
Really?
We're on the
this one
raise.
raises
It's
A6.
raised.
It does raise. It's so
We
sad.
raise every 6, but not 6 deuce.
Yep.
Let's see the 6.
Oh, if you have a heart, right?
Oh, we actually fold plenty.
Well, you need, the offsuit ones are raising with a heart, I imagine, the kings, oh no, they're just full raising the king six, a6.
What, would you click on the 9.31 range? I wanna see who's raising large. Cause I didn't see any of it.
Nothing.
There's nothing, Scotty.
Which is all, wow.
They just always click it.
0.1%
click-
combo. Okay, this doesn't exist.
We click a whole continuing range. That's insane.
Yeah,
It is.
that's just,
I can't wait to start playing today.
I am never playing like this. I am not going to play
I'm
like
never
this.
folding from the big blind again, multi-way. I'm gonna just play everything, fuck with everybody.
This is horrible.
Fuck everybody, Ken's way. Let's go Ken's way, right?
I'm scared.
Raise.
Get in the micros and fuck around.
Fold, fold, fold.
This is a,
Oh, Jesus. Queen eight, mostly fold.
Gotta raise the six, right?
No, mostly though, mostly.
Yeah, he's right.
Yep. 56 is mostly. Fold. Fold.
Fold.
Oh my god. Is this what we're, I can't believe this.
And
the
this
back
is
door. Go,
Okay,
go.
thank
cut
you.
off bet.
The
button
order raises
call.
the king of hearts.
Thank you. No single hearts raising unless it's.
Wow.
Ace 10 of heart, ace 10 with the 10 of heart, with the ace of hearts,
Yeah, the
Does a little-
single ace of hearts can bluff a little bit.
a little bit, but mostly. 10.
Oh,
Straight draw
I think we need an over, man.
An
I don't
under.
know.
and one
Have
heart.
the
let's
heart.
fold.
have the heart.
No,
Big
we're
heart,
open ended with a heart. Yeah, you raise it up.
Big
We're not
heart.
open ended.
Not open ended.
Oh,
Just
gutter.
Full
Gutter.
gut shot. Full
So it
gut.
does mix.
Okay, mostly, but it mostly plays it. Okay.
I'm optimistic.
Raise
Raise,
9.
raise all the nines. What? Did,
Yeah,
oh,
it
it
was
did,
good.
okay,
It was a pure
Okay.
raise.
good.
This is a fold. Fold.
Fold,
It's one of our worst sixes. We
Fold.
can start folding.
fold it mostly. Fold it 100, fold it all. Fold,
Fold. Raise.
Raise.
Yep. Raise. Ooh,
I'm raising.
Yeah.
yeah, I think raise.
yeah, we're right. See that?
Yep.
Since we can't call.
Yep.
Fold,
Fold.
See, what we gotta learn is how to play
Fold.
the future streets after we click with the marginal stuff, man.
Yeah.
I gotta learn my give ups or that's when I get in trouble. Like, I'm fine. Like, I gotta know what to do in future streets to stay out of
this has to
trouble.
be a raise.
When one of them call or when they both call?
I mean, we're gonna have to look at both eventually.
I'm curious how they respond to our click back with whole range that continues.
If anybody joined this call now and watched and watched us never calling, they would think we're insane.
So I just, we
They
gotta
would.
get them to add a heat map like we have in Pio, which was great at learning how to play the future streets.
We have the
Oh.
four hearts.
Oh,
Raise.
no,
80,
no,
Nice. Get in there and
stop
get it.
this madness.
Gotta get after it. Moving to 7. All right.
We are losing so much money on that race.
Well, we have the ace of hearts.
Never work. It's never working because
Oh.
they're never full, because one of them is calling us every time because it's so small.
This one we do. Pot this one up.
This one folds sometimes. Oh, did we see it?
I think it was ace 10. There you go.
Yeah, it mixes. With the ace of hearts.
Where is it?
It's gone now.
Well, really, is this what we're gonna do?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
We are.
Yep.
98.9% of the time we are. All right.
Oh,
cool.
look, there's our call. There's our call.
No. Nice.
Nice.
I'm
That's a
raising.
fold.
Oh, yeah, no backdoor.
3-6 is too low.
Alright. So now we go for the raise, and then he just calls.
Now he's a player in the middle and he
And
just.
what
calls.
about him?
He gets real.
He rips a couple of nines, but mostly just calls as well. Call now. Now let's say we have a massive break on the turn. Real, what do we do here?
We just raised
Yeah, we check raise and now they both call.
and we have no equity.
And
No
we have a
additional
deuce, and we have the upper dangler to the nine, and we have a heart.
I think we check. I think we
Yeah,
didn't. Our
Yeah, I'm
equity
giving
didn't
up.
improve. We need another heart.
This
We
is a
continue to bet.
bet.
Yep.
What?
No,
wow.
no, we try to suck them in.
Really?
Okay, I
He
think.
said, I have a 9 and then we don't follow it up. We just said, no, I was just kidding.
I was just kidding.
We only bet with the heart in our hand.
Okay. That's weird.
With the king, we don't bet with the heart.
Yeah, just run that one.
With the ten, we only bet with the heart.
What?
So I think we're betting with the heart because it's more likely they have a made hand.
On this flush draw
And
board?
so we like our ace nine. Why do we reverse that with the ace and the king?
Oh, okay, I think I get it with the ace of hearts because, yeah, then they don't have ace of hearts with a for a flush draw. So they more
Okay.
likely have,
We're
A
gonna
match.
check raise with ace nine and then check. What the hell is this?
sixes or something.
And we're gonna bet the queen nine. We're gonna bet the lower nines more. And the queen is a magical thing.
The question is it the fabled double check raise?
I think it is.
The ace nine, it probably is, and with the lower nines, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Maybe we're trying to, keep a strong checking range to help our weaker hands to check raise, like the lower pairs get to showdown cheap.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
So look at this, you're supposed to double barrel a hand like king deuce of hearts, but you're supposed to check with king jack. So you're supposed to check with queen jack of hearts, but you're supposed to bet queen deuce of hearts very heavy.
I guess they're just getting more worse hands.
Oh,
to
they picked up a
better hands to
deuce.
fold.
They picked up
Oh,
a
two,
pair.
two, and a- okay.
Hey, look at the three, but the three does the same thing. The three is
Six of
check.
pairs, don't care, let's go.
Seven
Pair of twos
deuce.
now, let's keep it.
We hit the deuce now, we're gonna have to bet. Oh, wow. So a pair and a flush draw betting. Alright, let's try it. And this is gonna be a bet. This is gonna be a check, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
A bet.
it's a bet.
Yeah, mixes with the queen.
I would bet here.
Yeah, continue.
Didn't pick up any equity.
But we don't have any showdown.
We're at the bottom of our range.
Mm,
And we still have a set, and we still have lots of equity. We didn't add any, but we,
We still
Yeah.
have plenty, yeah.
But
Yeah.
checking is also fine, right?
Yep.
I would bet here again.
I'm gonna
Never.
fold.
So.
I'm not even gonna check.
Two of
fold.
diamonds, you'll barrel, two of diamonds, right?
Any diamonds are betting here. What's a sliver here? That's a. So no diamonds are betting.
Can you put it to a diamonds up and see? We're probably just gonna keep our eye on that. We pick up equity, right? When we pick up, oh, you're not gonna see the same pocket pair.
Well, let's finish here, just real quick. We check. We check pure,
Continue betting,
no?
continue betting.
No,
Check Pure, we bet if we have king deuce.
Okay. No. Pure.
Okay. After, what?
Oh,
Queen,
wait,
remember
yeah, the heart.
yeah, so with the heart blocks, there can, worse hands that can continue, right?
the
You
ace of
wanna-
heart, the ace of hearts, bet. We bet with the ace of hearts,
Yeah. But
right?
not the
We
king,
check
the
the
queen
king
or
of
the
hearts,
jack.
and we check the king, queen, jack, and we bet with the 10 of hearts.
Yeah.
Right.
How
Okay.
do we put that into words?
Guess I'll write that down.
It's gotta have something to do with their continuing ranges. It's really hard to figure out against two people.
They continued with fewer of their heart draws. No, because they continued with all their heart draws, right? So if they had a king of heart draw or a queen of heart draw or an ace of heart draw, they didn't fold it yet. So that makes no difference. Is that true? Or did they on the pre-flop, did any of them play their, did they play their king and queen of hearts differently than they played their ace of hearts?
I'm sorry, I was writing something.
Okay, so we're trying to figure out the difference between the ace, king, queen, and 10 of hearts. And so if it's a blocker, did they play their ace, king, or queen of hearts differently on the flop?
Yeah, because this guy would bet the ace of hearts. He would bet every. I think he bets every like, I heart.
But he checks his king, but he checks his king and queen?
Well, he almost
Check-
range bets
he
on the
checks
flop
his
almost.
best king eye.
Every combo bets some frequency on the
Yeah,
flop. I don't think he had any
mixes betting
pure
with everything.
checks.
Right, so I don't understand the difference between why we act so differently with our ace and versus our king versus our queen, jack.
It might have
versus our
something to
10.
do with the buttons range. Like, it's hard to figure out.
I think it has to do with the continue because we check raised, right? So he's folding out a lot of his stuff, but he's continuing with every ace X of hearts, every ace king with the ace of hearts.
But not with, but he's not continuing with his king of hearts. He's not continuing. He's continuing with his king of heart with his king high flush draws and queen high flush draws, but he's folding his singleton king of hearts and his singleton queen of hearts, but he's calling with his singleton ace of hearts. Is that true?
Well,
I
we
would
saw
guess.
with ace 10.
There's also more combos of ace X of hearts than anything else.
So that would explain the difference between the ace and
So-
the king, queen, jack, but I don't know why the 10 comes back in and starts betting.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't get why the low nines are check raising either. Because like in my head, when we have the ace of hearts, one, we can cooler worse nines, and two, it's more likely they have a made hand because we're
Yeah.
blocking the draws.
Mhm.
When we bet the 10 of hearts, we're blocking the value with him having a 9 in his hand. That's why it bets the 10 of hearts.
They have the same amount of as Jack 9 as 10-9, right?
Do they or
Is this a
three betting?
situation you guys see a lot where it goes check raise, call, call?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We made, I mean, it was a the check raise was so small.
Oh yeah, true.
Well, I was shocked because I think the button still even folds a lot to our small check raise after the cutoff calls.
does he?
I think so. We can go back.
Well, we're
should,
not there
guys.
yet. We check raise, now we check. The cutoff is checking a lot as well. Then. Then the
Yeah, if you wanna
button
go
is
on
like
stuff.
50-50. Betting all of
Button then wakes up and starts betting.
Maybe.
So
Yeah,
if he bets, what is the big blind doing with ace nine? Because that was the hand we were supposed to check. Are we double check raising?
yep.
Yep.
All in.
Every nine is
Oh, I love that.
They're all
It's
double
a-
check raising, all the nines.
the famous double check raise.
And what are the bluffs we're check raising?
Five,
The six,
It looked queen six, and then it looks like twos that flush draws with the two, turned pairs with a flush draw.
Oh, God. And it's doing it pure.
And then looks like 8-5 and 7-5 of hearts as well. That's so much fun. I'm just gonna check raise every street. Playing like this is how you get bot checked every 5 minutes.
What, is there a real bot check? What, does it send you a message that says you have to, you have to answer this?
Yeah.
Seems
You'll
like-
get a pop-up above all your tables and it'd be like, which card, bot check, which card completes the flush?
Yeah, human verification is what I get it called.
I've never seen that.
When I'm an AC, I get that occasionally. I'm like, all right, I have to prove I'm a human again.
Better than me.
okay. Alright, where do we wanna go? Hmm.
How does our strategy change if when we check raise, only the cutoff calls and the button folds?
From what I've seen, it doesn't change at all.
Play more like a heads up. Right? Didn't it revert very close to the heads up strat?
Yeah,
I don't know, we already looked at it, sorry. Yeah, if we look at it, we don't need to go do it again. I'll watch the video later.
Did we?
So very
Yeah.
small.
I'm curious what the button range looks like. There, what are they folding?
Actually, let's try out another turn. Let's try a flush completing turn.
there you go.
Range check.
Oh, hang on, that's on a 5. What about on an ace?
Range bet. No, still checking everything.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is just a function of it because it's a paired flop or not.
So we check our flushes when we make them?
Yeah,
Okay,
Just check everything.
he wants to bet like the worst ones.
Those are the best ones. Those are the
no, those,
nuts.
yeah, those are not flushes. We have the ace of hearts.
Well, if you look at queen deuce, bets a little bit, queen jack never bets, king jack almost never bets, king deuce bets a little bit. That's pure actually. So it's like kind of bets a little bit with the worst.
We're calling it the worst, but it's not. I mean, it's the same hand.
It has to do with the jack of hearts. I think they're continuing with a lot of jack of hearts, 7, 8 of hearts, 10 of hearts. They have a lot of jack of hearts X that they don't have the 2 of hearts. So
Yeah.
we can cooler worse flushes when we don't have the jack of hearts.
Alright,
When we have the king of hearts and the jack of hearts, it's really hard for the villain to have a flush.
the king six does the same thing. It also does the check. Did it? Or the king six mixes? King six mix.
On an ace turn, we
On the
will
king
bet a
five,
lot of nine.
The king
Checking
eight.
76% of the time.
I'll see, it's different, whether the ace comes or not, changes a lot for us.
If a 9 comes, are we just range checking? Yeah.
Except we bet 2 of the quads.
When we check if a nine comes, what are they supposed to do? They're betting a lot. They
Yeah,
got
I'm just
lots of
range.
nines.
I'm betting everything in his spot. We have so many more full houses.
Just pure calls again on the button, not closing the action, doesn't raise at all. Wow. And facing a bet and call, we go for the check raise again. With every night. Alright, what if it's, what kind of turn would be nice to look at? 10 of heart maybe? Doesn't change our strategy. What is their strategy if the heart comes and we check? They're checking pure. On the button? Button is betting a lot.
He bets his flushes. He continues betting his nines.
It's because like his range is so strong. It's so many flushes when he calls
he
the bet
has-
and then calls the check raise.
Yeah, all he has is flushes and nines.
He bets the back door with a 6 in that. Like a 6.
The ace six is his one weird one. 'Cause all the other aces are the hearts, right?
What if the backdoor flush comes in?
And we keep betting. Cause he has lots of floats to call, and he,
The big blind can keep out all the back door and front doors here, huh?
Not really. These flush draws are just checking. So the ones that's betting have a 7 in them. So they make the straight as well.
Wow.
Alright, I think that's gonna be it for today.
Alright,